Hello, this is part 2 of my Acer 7056 upgrade. As you can see, I had installed in the previous video a 512 SSD and a 1 TB mechanical hard drive. Well, since I'm going to be using Windows for this installation, I'm going to show you a trick I like to use to make sure everything works and to securely format my hard drives without having to view the data. So in my USB, I have a copy of Pop! OS. And if you know about Linux and Pop! OS, you can run it without installing it to do basic function. I can get on the internet and download drivers for another computer if I need be. I can format the hard drive. I can test the performance of a Linux distro without even getting into it. And for my customers who are on a budget, this is what I use for my units. I would either use Pop! OS or Peppermint OS, depending on the unit that I'm selling at that time. Not less they insist on Windows 10, and then they have to sign an agreement knowing that the performance that they are looking for is not going to be there, so that they understand what's going on. And even though you're on a shoestring budget, you will not be getting $1 million worth of equipment for $100 price tag. So that's a business tip for some of you small business owners that deal with older tech. When you do the receipt, make sure that you put a clause in the receipt that based on the performance metrics in the current year that you're running, that the equipment will not do whatever it's not designed to do. So if you got a client that wants to spend $100 on a laptop from 2006, let them know that they're not going to be playing Call of Duty Warzone. And if they don't, then you have the contract to cover you if they try to say they scammed you. Take it from me, I had that happen. Young lady called me, said she needed a computer for $100 with shipping. I sent her a computer with a Intel Celeron, and it had 4 gigs of RAM and 1 TB hard drive. And when she got the computer, she was happy with it. It booted up. Now, mind you, I deducted the shipping from the original $100. That being said, I get a weird call telling me that her nephew or grandson or whatever said that the computer wasn't good and that he would be getting her one. This is the pitfall when you try to help folks sometimes. They think they're going to get a computer with a GTX 1650 for the price of Intel Celeron. Now, as you can see, that does happen from time to time with this particular USB drive that I'm using. It is not the operating system. It is the drive itself that I'm using. So, if I go over here to this program, gparted, I don't know if you can see that. If I hit that button, I go to this menu. Now, the 1 TB, it's already wiped. I'm going to wipe it again as soon as it finishes booting in. So usually I just go to, hold on, let me do that slower. So once gparted's open, you will see the hard drive here. This is the hard drive. In my case, this particular 1 TB is already wiped. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Device, Create Partition Table, and leave the default, which is MS-DOS, and then hit Apply. The reason why is we don't want no bootloaders, no grub, or anything like that was left over to do that. Now, this is the 250 gig SSD. I mean, the 500 gig SSD. As you can see, I was using it for a Windows 10 installation. So to securely wipe it without accessing the data, we go to Device, Create, the wrong button. Go to Device, Create Partition Table, and then once again, leave it on default for MS-DOS, and then hit Apply. That wipes all the data and any partitions that were on there, as well as the bootloaders. With that being said, once that's done, we power off the unit. And now we have 2 hard drives ready for operating system installation.